Goldminded Records, they're not your friends.
What up? It's Klive Kraven. I'm back with a brand new video. This time, another top 10 countdown. This time I'm doing one that a lot of people have already touched on. I really want to do this because I fucking love the subgenre of horror, and that is zombie movies. I fucking absolutely love zombie flicks. Huge fan of them. One of my top subgenres right there with slashers. So definitely want to go ahead and get in my top 10. We'll get right into it right away. Coming in at number 10. This is the only one that's a true comedy horror on the list. I really love it. I love this movie. A lot of people, I don't know, for some reason it gets a lot of flack, and I don't understand why, because I think it's fucking absolutely brilliant for a comedy horror, if not one of the best. And I highly enjoyed this film. And before I get any farther into this, something interesting to mention is 9 out of 10 of the titles in this countdown have dead in the title, so pretty interesting. Obviously they all are zombie films, but Jesus Christ, dead is like in every zombie movie. Anyway, brings me up to number 10, and that is Shaun of the Dead. I'm sure you guys guessed this right away as soon as I said zombie horror comedy. It's pretty much the best one, in my opinion. From what I've seen, I obviously haven't seen everything, but from what I've seen, I really enjoyed this, loved it. That's my number 10. Moving up, this one, people might be surprised how low I have it in the top 10. Because, I mean, honestly, if you try to compare it on standards with today's movies, zombie movies, it's kind of hard to compare. But the story is great, and it originated the modern zombie film, in my opinion. That's obviously George A. Romero's classic black and white Night of the Living Dead, the original. This really revolutionized the zombie genre, the modern zombie genre. You know, this came out in, I believe, 68, not 60, excuse me. Yeah, 1968. So, you know, this kind of brought forth all the zombie films that we know and love today. Not to say there wasn't zombie films prior to this, but this one really revolutionized things. So yeah, the original Night of the Living Dead, that's my number 9. Moving up to my number 8. This is one that I absolutely love. I kind of lied. I said there was no other comedy horrors in here. There is. It's also touted as the goriest film of all time, which is also one of the taglines on the top of it. Peter Jackson's behind the camera on this one. Just absolutely love it. And that is Dead Alive. Everyone knows this one, is very familiar with it. You know, brilliant work from Peter Jackson. I really love the story in this. I love the fucking lawnmower scene. You know, I saw Lunaria Claire just did a video about this. Excuse me, a top 10 horror comedies, and this was in there. And I agree, that lawnmower scene is so classic. It's so good. Yeah, really love this one. So Dead Alive, that's my number 8. My nose won't stop itching. Moving up to my number 7. This one is actually an import film, foreign film. I believe it's Norwegian. Really loved it. Loved the atmosphere. Loved the scenery. Where it was filmed, the locations are great. Just fucking awesome film. Love everything about it. Lots of gore. It's over the top, which I love. Just really intense film, and that is Dead Snow. If you haven't seen Dead Snow, make sure you check it out. It is great. It is super gory. Awesome story. Highly enjoyable. It is a subtitle film, unless you can speak Norwegian. But yeah, it is an awesome flick. Definitely recommend it. Loved it. Enjoyed it. That's my number 7. Moving up to my number 6. This is a Zack Snyder film. It is a remake. One of my favorites has Ving Rhames in here, Jake Weber, Mekhi Phifer, Sarah Polley. One of the best remakes to come from this franchise. I absolutely love it. I thought it was great. I extremely enjoyed the beginning of the film with the Johnny Cash segment. Just really loved it. That is Dawn of the Dead, the remake. This is a Zack Snyder remake. This was great. I really enjoyed this. Everyone knows about this. Fucking awesome film. If somehow you haven't checked this out and it slipped by you, definitely give it a watch. It is fucking great, especially for a remake. Moving up to the list, we get to number 5, The Halfway Point. This is one that I actually just got in the mail today. I've seen it many times. It is a Blue Underground Blu-ray. Really great movie. Lucio Fulci. Yeah, just fucking great. I really enjoy this. I liked it from the first time I seen it. I saw it years and years ago, and then I just saw it again recently, and yeah, I absolutely love this, and that is Zombie. This is a great film. This is another one that gets kind of underrated in my opinion. A lot of people just are a little iffy on it. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because not everybody, not everybody digs the Italian horror, but I love it. I fucking love Italian films, and I'm getting more and more into them. I just watched Suspiria the other night. I'll be doing a review for that very soon, actually. But yeah, I'm really loving these Italian horror films. I think it's great. So yeah, Zombie, awesome. This is also known as Zombie Flesh Eaters for the UK heads and some other people that might know it as that. Moving up, this is an absolute classic. I have the Ultimate Edition of this. This is another George A. Romero one. It is none other than the original classic Dawn of the Dead, the Ultimate Edition. I love this. I fucking love this movie. The first time I actually saw it was only like 4 or 5 years ago, actually. From that point on, I got this edition of it, which is the Ultimate 4-disc edition. Yeah, and I could say a million things about this. Just a really awesome movie, great soundtrack, great acting, great characters, great storyline. Absolutely love this film, and that is George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead. Fucking great movie. It's my number 3, or no, that's my number 4. Excuse me, my number 4. Moving up to my number 3. Yeah, my number 3, which people are gonna be so surprised I put these above. I know they're gonna. I know it's gonna blow people away that I put these up there, but even above Dawn of the Dead. But that's just my personal opinion. I respect and love all 10 of these films greatly, but this one had to be up there for me. This is George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead remake by Tom Savini. This gets a lot of flack. I don't care. I love this movie. I will stand by this movie and fucking march with it, because you know what? This is a phenomenal remake. It really is. I don't think they could have done a better job. I think the casting was great. I think the retelling of the story was great. It was phenomenal to me. I really enjoyed this. And I mean, this might even blow people away, but obviously since it's higher on my list, I enjoy this more than the original Night of the Living Dead. That might blow people's minds, but I do. I actually enjoy this more than the original. Yeah, I absolutely love this version of this film. That's my number 3. Moving up to my number 2. My number 2, it's just a phenomenal one. I grew up watching this. I absolutely love this film. This is a John Russo film. Just fucking phenomenal. They did do a bunch of sequels for this. I think there's like 5 sequels, but I really only like the first 2 or 3 sequels that came from this. Probably the first 2 after this one. But I really enjoy this one. This is obviously the best out of the 5 so far. 5 or 6 that are out. And that is the original, The Return of the Living Dead. This almost was my number 1, but because of its comedy nature, I couldn't say it's my favorite zombie film of all time. It's probably my favorite zombie. It's definitely my favorite zombie comedy horror film of all time, without a doubt. But to pick it for my number 1, I had something a little different in mind. But this is great. The Return of the Living Dead. Absolutely love this. Fucking great characters, great setting. I love Tarman. I love the 80s rocker vibe to it. You know, the punk. You know, the punk vibe that it has. I think it's fucking great. All the metalheads in it. Just absolutely love this. Moving up to my number 1, brings us up to the top. Obviously, it is a George A. Romero film. You know, the grandfather of the zombie film. And I absolutely love this one. This is probably my favorite out of the original trilogy, and that is none other than the original Day of the Dead, excuse me. This is fucking amazing. Tom Savini, Greg Nicotero working together doing the makeup. You got Greg Nicotero in here. You know, just the Rhodes character is such a fucking dick, but such a great character. I love Dr. Frankenstein, the scientist. I love how they're experimenting on him. I love the Bub character. I love the setting of the underground bunker. I mean, there's nothing about this movie that I don't like. Nothing. And the soundtrack is fucking amazing. Amazing soundtrack. So yeah, my number 1 greatest zombie film of all time for me, my top, is the original George A. Romero's Day of the Dead. And I absolutely love this version too, this Divi Max edition of this. This is fucking So cool. Love it. But yeah, George A. Romero's Day of the Dead. That's my number one. That pretty much wraps up my top 10 countdown for my top 10 zombie films of all time. I'll be back with another top 10, more updates, reviews, overviews, all that shit soon. So make sure you tune in, subscribe, leave a comment below in the box. And thanks for tuning in and watching. See you guys around soon. Peace.